This video will acquaint you with the correct procedure for using the brush grainer. This fine brush marker is filled with a dye liquid just like the Pro Marks are. There are certain steps that should be taken with the dye color so it's an effective touch-up product for repairs. The first repair being shown is a sand-through. The wood must be sealed before using the brush grainer, or the dye will soak into the wood and turn dark. We'll seal the wood by saturating a cloth with sealer and wiping it on the raw wood. This will seal the area well enough so the dye from the brush grainer doesn't penetrate too deeply into the wood. You'll get a truer color this way. The area dries instantly and you'll be ready to apply the brush grainer. Use the lightest of the suggested colors and begin to streak in some color along the edges of the sand-through. Allow the raw wood to show through the streaks. This gives the area the appearance of different depths. You can blend the color with your finger. This will mute down the brightness of the dyes and it helps blend the color. You'll be able to build different degrees of color layers without coats of lacquer between these layers. This should be a huge time-saving step. Once the background color is complete, take more care in applying the mid and foreground darker shades. Mimic the dark areas around the sand-through. You can use the extremely fine point to apply the color exactly in the light areas you need to. The next step is to apply a coating of Blend-All stick over the dye solution. The dye will have a tendency to brighten up when lacquer is applied to it, and the Blend-All stick mutes this brightness. You're only putting a thin layer of Blend-All on this before you spray for the first time. After the sealer dries, you can apply more Blend-All stick if needed. Finish with 2 regular coats of lacquer in the correct sheen. With sand-throughs, you have to build the lacquer to what the levels are around it. Your repair is complete. Before and after. We'll now color a fill. This is a plain stick burn-in. While coloring fills, no sealing is necessary because the dye solution will lay on top of the fill and will show its true color. Just as in the sand-through, allow the light background color to show through the streaks. Pick the midtone color and start darkening the fill directly on the background color without any coats of lacquer in between. Building color layers are simple and quick. Put one color directly on top of the previous color. Because these brush grainers are preloaded with color, you get a constant color coming out all the time. This will make you become very familiar with using these brushes. There is really no maintenance with these brushes. If the tip gets sticky, just spray a little no blush on the tip and wipe on a clean cloth. The color will start flowing freely again. We're now ready to put a few grain lines on this repair to make it blend into the surrounding area. Just a few will make a good transition. Because the dye is trapped between the bristles, there is very little odor when using these brushes. These brushes are self-contained with a constant dye colorant and a very fine brush point. You need little else to complete the coloring step. There are just a few light areas left to darken, and with a very fine tip, you can hit those with pinpoint accuracy. All that remains is to apply a light layer of Blend-All stick on the repair before sealing and top coating. This is the before and this is the after.